Good evening. Welcome to Channel 8 Sports and East Brunswick High School basketball. Hi, I'm John Meggiolaro, being joined by Phil Hill and a special guest, Supervisor of Athletics, Frank Noppenberger. And guys, East Brunswick takes on Edison tonight, and Edison may be just like that Woodbridge team that we saw the other night. They come in 7-10, but what about them, Phil?
I'll tell you, they come in 7-10, and they come in a little bit hungry, John. Talked to Lou Figueroa, the third-year coach of the Edison Eagles, and he says he needs this game against the Bears and the next game against the Highland Park Owls in order to have a chance to get in the county tournament, and that's his team's motivation. He feels a lot of his players are a lot healthier than they've ever been at any part of the time of the year, and he's practical about it. He says anything can happen. They have to play their best game. They have to control the tempo, and they have to go to the boards rather strongly. They'll be playing a tough defensively, a 1-3-1 mainly. They may go to a triangle and two. They may do some man-to-man, but he knows his team has to play one of their better games if they're going to beat this Bear team.
All right, as we talk about East Brunswick, they kind of won ugly the other night against Woodbridge, but they did win to improve their record to 11-7. And Frank, what's going through Bo Henning's mind?
Well, talking to Mike Reisner and Bo Henning before the game, I think that the team's philosophy and the team's attitude toward this game is the same, and that is they already clinched a seed in the state playoffs, so probably going to be the number 7 seed, and they're going to probably have to play on the road. Now they're looking for a good seed in the county tournament. Now, winning tonight isn't going to necessarily improve that seed, but losing will definitely help them drop it. So they're almost in a no-win situation tonight. What they want is a 7 and 8 seed, and hopefully they're going to pick up an opponent that they're going to surprise and then get surprise win and then get the next game at the Middlesex, because they played there, a win there, and then get back to the rack. And they feel that is within their goal. And yes, they're disappointed with their season, but they do realize they've got potential to go a long way.
Well, Frank, you mentioned not only the seed that's important, but I think what may be more important is getting some consistency, trying to get to that peak that this team has yet to reach. And, we've mentioned that game against Woodbridge, and Woodbridge game a tussle all the way through, somewhat surprisingly.
Right. Well, Woodbridge is a good team. Now, everyone says they look at their record. Well, the problem with their record is that they have not been healthy all year, and now they got everyone back. So now with everyone back, they're starting to play good basketball. They are a good club. That kid Banks, their point guard, is he's probably an all-conference performer.
Super player.
Absolutely. So, that gave them some problems. And certain teams just match up better than other teams with, an opponent. And I think that, people have been matching up with as well, especially the second time around. The first time, they're not used to us. But we're a good club. And, our record is not indicative of how good we are and how well we play. Plus, a win is a win is a win.
All right. Well, it's East Brunswick and Edison as the teams warm up. We're just a few minutes away from the opening tip-off, and we'll be back with the action in just a moment. Well, before the start of the game, there's a little ceremony, as tonight marks the last home game for 10 of this year's graduating seniors. And as the tradition at East Brunswick High School, they are going to be honored along with their parents for their efforts and contributions to East Brunswick High School athletics. The first are 2 senior statisticians. They are Patricia Brewer and her mom, Mrs. Mary Brewer, and Kathleen McCaffrey. And they will be followed by the senior varsity members of the team. First up will be co-captain Dave Beck and his parents, Mr. and Mrs. William Beck. Ryan Daly, Mr. and Mrs. Roger Daly. R.J. Davis and Mr. and Mrs. Roy Davis. He'll be followed by Chris Henry and Andrea and Hugh Henry. Chris Hickey with Mr. and Mrs. Robert Hickey. Ted Kartzman, Mr. and Mrs. Sandy Kartzman. Andy Raska, Mr. and Mrs. Chester Raska. And last, and certainly not least, the other co-captain for East Brunswick, Mike Reisner, and Mr. and Mrs. John Reisner. And Frank, a nice tradition. We've seen it in football and now here in basketball.
Well, I think it started my first year here. Well, that's the first year I remember with Dudley Ty, and it's just continued, and it's just a way of saying thank you to everybody.
And especially those parents who've schlepped these kids back and forth all those years.
Yeah, it's just amazing how much time is involved when your children are involved in athletics.
That's for sure.
And now we'll have the starting lineups for tonight's game, Edison, East Brunswick. Number 50 for Edison, Rashawn Dixon. Number 33 will be Mike Reckhook. 32, Charles Perry. 21 will be Brian Frund. And last will be Joe Chanka. And now for the Bears. Dave Beck, number 41. Varnell Johnson, number 21. Andy Raska, number 34. Mike Reisner. And number 10, Brian Tenora. Starting 5 for East Brunswick. We mentioned the Bears come in 11-7 record, 8-4 in the division. And as Frank mentioned during our opening, seeded 7th for the GMC tournament.
Well, that was the state tournament. The seedings aren't out for the conference tournament. That'll take place on Thursday, and that's the night we'll be playing South Plainfield up at the Meadowlands. So for those who would like tickets, you may call the office at 613-6930. And it's just a great thrill for the kids to go up there, play right before the Hawks and the Nets. And when I was coaching, we did it, and the kids still talk about it.
It's got to be exciting.
All right, we're about ready to get this one underway. Beck taps it over to Reisner, who controls it for the Bears. And he'll give it to Tenora. He'll set things up.
And the
straight man-to-man.
Right, the Eagles.
Tenora, a little trouble, regains control, gives it to Reisner. He'll take the shot, and East Brunswick's on the board.
And Reisner comes in this game averaging about 17 points per game, and he is their shooter.
East Brunswick settles back on defense.
We're in a 1-2-2 here. We're giving up that middle a little bit to number 50.
Chanka drives, pulls up, short. Raska on the rebound. Tenora will bring it up quickly. Reisner's in the corner. Sends
nice
it
pass
underneath to Beck.
Nice pass.
Ooh. White ball.
They're going to call it and give it to Edison.
I'd say he certainly fooled everyone in the house.
Mr. Petruska.
And we have an official timeout. Player tying his sneaker for Edison.
Well, Frank, you mentioned giving up a little bit in the middle to number 50, Rashawn Dixon, but as I recall the last few years, Rashawn Dixon has got more than his share of points against the Bears.
Well, you have a better memory than me.
East Brunswick pressing.
See, that's a safe press. What we're looking there for is the long pass to be picked off, to be thrown out of bounds. It's not a full in-your-face press. And eventually we hope to wear him down with that. So you got to get help D there.
Inside in the basket by Perry.
Michael's got to drop down there and get behind him.
And John, we discovered Perry, you remember, years ago when he just transferred from East Orange, I believe. And he's gone on to become a quite a good football player.
That's a nice
Reisner,
play.
three-pointer, yes.
Nice play, nice shuffle cut off of the UCLA set.
Bears on top, 5-2. We're in the first period. And again, East Brunswick making it difficult for Edison to bring the ball up court. Blocked by Johnson. He'll be called for the foul. That was Recook on the drive. That's Varnell's first and East Brunswick's first. Recook will shoot 2.
You ever notice everyone shoots well in this gym? It's a very neutral gym to shoot at. The depth perception is that for a good shooter.
Good save. And Edison will control. They trail by a bucket, 5-3.
You see, they're allowing him to have that shot.
Underneath to Perry. Perry's blocked by Raska and Beck. And they'll retain control.
And they seem to be going down low to Perry, surprisingly, and expecting him to put that ball up and score. We'll see if that continues.
Well, physically, I'm sure what they're trying to do is get him the ball low and get Andy or David in foul trouble.
Perry on the rebound. Won't go this time.
Over the top.
Saved by Johnson. And Reisner will bring it up. Gets it over to Tenora. Bryant has a clear shot. Yes. 7-3 our score. Bears by 4.
See?
Knocked away by Beck.
They're starting to get a little lazy with their passes.
And the Bears doing a little trapping defense there. And it's paying off.
Dixon has yet to put his hands on the ball. Jonka looking to set something up. Looks inside, no one there. Perry comes out. He'll take the shot. Won't go, and Johnson, good rebound.
No follow through.
Tenora quickly dumps it back out to Raska. At the line, hits it.
That's Andy's range. That's Andy's best shot. Right there by the foul line, in that foul line elbow area.
East Brunswick by 6, 9-3 with 4:25 in the first period. Recook sends it to Perry. And Perry will bring it back out.
See, talking to Lou before the game, his concern was controlling the tempo of the game. He doesn't want to get into a running game with us.
Jonka hits the three-pointer. 9-6. Bears lead is 3. And he comes through.
Edison just switched up to a 1-3-1 defense. And we came out in our 2-3 set, as you hear Bo yelling 2-3.
Quickly, East Brunswick moves to defense.
I'll tell you, Edison is controlling the tempo, but the Bears are comfortable at this tempo. They can play either upbeat tempo or
I agree. I agree. I felt we could.
There's Dixon on a rebound, won't go. Again, and he's fouled.
I always felt that, Phil.
They'll call it on Beck.
That this team is capable of playing at either tempo. I mean, we have the shooters, and then Varnell can run with anyone, and Andy likes to run, and Dave likes to set up and, you know, post up low.
Dixon at the line. He'll shoot 2. Foul was on Beck.
And Rashawn Dixon, he's been around. I know he's at least his second year starting, but we remember him from those goggles, John.
Yeah.
Dickinson.
And he missed them both.
Yeah, that hurts. Oh, no.
And Dixon gets the bucket. Oh, they're going to call a charge.
Foul. Wow.
Big play there.
Referee Bob Lilly. Bob's the athletic director, assistant principal up at Cranford. One of the better officials in the county and the state.
Well, our score remains 9-6. We have 3:20 left in the first period. Bears by 3. Reisner sees Beck Dave takes it to the hoop. In and out. Gets his own rebound. Still won't go. Ball's alive. Raska has it.
Nobody wants it.
Big day. Ooh,
And Edison finally is able to take control.
I'll tell you, good hustle by both teams. Neither could get the handle, though.
We're playing man-to-man defense here.
Dixon looking, gets it out to Perry. Recook
Great
underneath.
pass.
Yep.
Back door is open
look.
for
That's
Front.
That's that flex offense. You just keep getting down screens and back screens, and that's all you need is that one little breakdown for 1 second. You get a layup.
East Brunswick's lead is 1. Raska will put it up. Won't go this time. And Edison can take the lead here. Front puts
They
it
got
up.
no one back on. They had no one back.
Edison in front, 10-9. First time tonight they've had the lead. Raska looks across for Johnson. A little too strong. Reisner saves, but he saves it for Edison.
Good hustle, Mike.
Front will take a three-pointer. Not this time. And Chaka's on the line, so it'll go over to East Brunswick.
Okay, and Front is the leading three-point shooter for Edison, so he doesn't mind putting it up from there.
1:35 remaining, first period.
Woodbridge back.
Nice pass to Nora.
Raska won't go. Beck can't get in for the rebound.
Yeah, David's not moving on the shot. When the ball is shot, he has got to start moving to the offensive boards. It seems that he's waiting until the ball hits the rim, and that's allowing the defender to box him out.
Kutza comes in for Raska, and Kartzman will come in for Johnson. R.J. Davis also checks in. So Bo making some changes here with 1:27 left first period. Bears trail by 1, 10-9.
This is a nice fresh lineup. Fresh bodies. A minute to go. Good substitution here. Keep them fresh. They're going to get a whole minute here, and then they change it to quarter.
Ooh.
Perry gets a little help from the backboard.
Cold little touch, I tell you.
And Edison by 3, 12-9. RJ over to Reisner. Kartzman in the corner.
He can shoot. He's a nice shooter.
Kutza in the middle has it knocked away. And Front will put it up and hits. And Edison coming to life. 40 seconds remaining.
They're in a 1-3-1 here. There's a foul. Come on. Got a pee in that whistle or what?
Well, you just told us.
Reisner, three-pointer. 14-12, Bears down by 2. 25 seconds left in the period.
Think they're going to hold for one?
There's
Not unless
Chonka
you
by
get a
himself, and he misses it. Dixon on the follow-up, and he's fouled by Beck, I believe.
A fine look by Charles Perry. Just weren't able to get the basket down. Dixon coming up with the rebound.
He's
And
a heck of an athlete.
Beck will take a break. Hickey will come in. That's the second foul on Beck. We have 17 seconds left in the first period.
Frank, you're talking about the freshness of the substitution, and I watched North Carolina State last night, and I tell you, I recall as a player, pulling someone out of the game so quickly had an adverse effect. I felt that you had to get warmed up and get used to the rhythm rather than to be substituted. Most of these kids are in pretty good condition.
Right.
So, you know, you talk about the win and the need to substitute. I don't see it.
Okay, another reason for substituting early is now you get the kid in the game, his head's in the game, his body's already warmed up, so now when you got to go to him later in the game, he's already got that freshness out of his body. I really believe that. I'm not big on psychology.
Well,
But that's
Dixon
good.
missed an opportunity at the line.
Pick up the charts.
Freund.
No way.
And at the buzzer, it's 16-12 to end the first period. Edison on top.
And you know what's interesting when you look at whoever takes the last shot. What I do every time is I look up and see who gets next possession. Now they get next possession. That's another 2 points they're going to get.
Good point.
I mean, they get another possession on the ball. Maybe, you know, sometimes what you have to do is look at the clock and see, hey, let's hold it and let us get the last shot rather than giving them the next 2 shots. You know what I'm saying there?
I hear what you're saying. I'll tell you, we, in retrospect, I was wondering perhaps maybe we've been expecting too much of this East Brunswick team. I mean, I know Jimmy, John, and I thought they should have been playing better, thought the record should be better, but maybe people were expecting too much. Maybe we have no right to.
Well, no, I think the kids are a little bit frustrated and disappointed in their season, but they had every right to have high expectations. Some newspapers picked them as #1 in the county in the beginning of the year.
That's right.
And I don't think we've got to the point where we're at our level yet. Hopefully, we're going to peak here during tournament time.
All right, we'll start the second period with Edison bringing it in. They lead by 4, 16-12.
Big defensive possession here. We come out man-to-man again. Andy plays good man defense down below on that sophomore, 54.
Dixon having a little trouble with Hickey. Gets
Over
it
the
off.
top.
Ooh.
And tapped in by the big boy, number 54. And that's Sarton, Trey Sarton.
Trey Sarton, just a sophomore, 6'7". And one of the reasons Lou Figueroa said that they didn't fare so well during a good part of the year. This young man had bronchitis and was out. Now he's back. And
see, that's what RJ's got to do. See where he hit that seam? That's exactly what he's got to do versus the 1-3-1. He's got to split that seam, make someone play him, and then dish off. Great ball movement. The shot didn't go in, but that's exactly what we want to do.
Reisner misses the shot. Freund puts it up, 3-pointer won't go. Dixon.
No way.
He's got it, and it's 20-12, and now Edison by 8.
I'll tell you, a good timeout, because the fact of the matter is that the Eagles are taking it to the Bears right now.
Absolutely. Seems like we go in those stretches of playing, you know, very good ball, then we'll fall asleep for a couple minutes, and then we put the team back in the game, or we let them get ahead.
All right, let's listen in to Bo.
We got to rule the boards. Take them farther away. Take them farther from the hoop. Okay? Yeah, give me that board.
Okay, what he was just saying there is that last shot that...
If they're laying off that passing lane, you got to do what you did that last time. You got to punch it right in there. Then you got one guy coming to you, another guy, and maybe even a third guy coming to you. Then you have that pass. We'll have loads there. You may be able to go ball side. Okay? All right, come on. It's the defense and the boards that are killing you. 1, 2, 3, team.
Okay,
That's pretty simple.
What he was telling RJ is what I mentioned before about he's got to split that seam and make the 2 guys out front play him. Then what he was telling Andy is don't get caught underneath on those shots, box out further.
And what he was saying that I could understand, it's the defense and the boards, and he's right. That's what's throwing him in. And
Freund on to steal.
Wow.
Well, that was a good change-up on Lou's part. Who figured they were going to come out?
I'll tell you, Brian
zone?
Freund averaging 17 points per game, putting on a performance here.
Hickey, no, rebound, Sarton. 22-12, Edison by 10. We're in the second period. Freund drives.
Over the top, come on.
Hartzman gets a handle on it, has Reisner down court, nice move.
Okay, somebody's got to get back on D. Last person back should look behind them and make sure there's no one behind them so they don't get a cheapie on the other end.
We sort of get the feeling that you miss coaching, Frank.
Freund will bring it up for Edison. Hartzman on top of him.
I wonder why coach wants...
Perry underneath for Sarton. He's right there.
Wow.
Strong move to the hoop.
I'll tell you, as I said, the Eagles are controlling this game. They seem confident, poised, setting the tempo, and they're just playing good ball.
24-14, Andy. He's got a foul be called on Dixon, number 30. That'll be his first, I believe.
Okay, we got Varnell going in. Varnell's probably going to play the guy on the point. He plays excellent defense on the point. He uses his legs well, he uses his quickness. When he does make a mistake, he's so quick that he makes up for it.
All right, Reisner looks to get it in. He has Tenora.
See, he splits the seam. He makes him play him. Watch, between 21 and 52. And then
There's Hickey. And they're going to call a foul on Sarton.
Is that his second already?
That's his first.
Sarton's first.
2 on Dixon.
And Chris Hickey, a young man, you have a good look at him there. Hasn't received a whole lot of playing time this year, but when he has come in, he has been rather solid.
Yep, he's accepted his role, and he's doing an outstanding job. And in a few years, he's going to be ahead of a major corporation or president. I mean, the kid, he's got outstanding grades. He's considering Georgetown, University of Virginia, Notre Dame, Villanova.
Sound like Phil. I was
outstanding student and a real nice kid.
Following my
There we
footsteps.
go. There we go.
Andy on the steal.
Get
and
in
he's
there.
cold. And Edison will control. They lead 24-16. 5:20 remaining in second period. Johnson on Freund.
See. There we go.
And Tenor
There
comes
we
up
go.
with the steal.
I'll tell you,
Varnell.
Back to Varnell quickly. And the rainbow just won't go. Sarton pulls it down. Stolen by Johnson. Knocked away and back to Edison.
That, I know that drives Bo nuts. It has to.
Chanko loses it.
Well, the Bears
Gets
are
it
playing
back.
great defense, but they can't capitalize on it.
Good pass from Perry to Sarton. And Johnson is down. I didn't see what happened.
Apparently, he tried to draw the offensive foul and got ran over, but the officials didn't call the foul, and he, as you see, he's laying out there. We certainly hope he's okay. And he's staring a little bit. Looks like he may be. And Johnson was in the middle of all the action defensively, responsible for 3 turnovers, but the Bears weren't able to capitalize on any of them.
Phil Hostler out along with Bo Henning. You hit this floor and that'll put a hurt on you.
And let's face it, Johnson's had more than his share of injuries. He came in early this season right off a football injury, and you remember last year this time he took an elbow in phys ed
That's right,
to the jaw and was out a good part of the basketball season, and he's a fierce competitor.
Well, I think that's what it is. I think you hit it on the head there. He plays so hard in everything he does. And then he's like a car that runs out of gas after going 100 miles an hour. And he just... But you talk about playing hard.
Phil Hostler taking a very close look at him.
And that jaw, you see him right around the jaw area. And as I pointed out last year, he had a very serious problem with his jaw as a result of an accident in phys ed. And I believe one doctor had suggested that he didn't play at all. And he's come back from that. So we certainly hope that's not a reoccurrence.
Yeah, apparently what we hear from Bo Henning is he ran into his own man, or his own man ran into him. And you're right, Phil, he was hit in the mouth area.
I'll tell you the one good thing about it happening here at East Brunswick is that having Phil Hostler there is like having a doctor there. I mean, he's the best.
He's the best. People don't know about Phil that he was like leading the nation in scoring as a fullback at Westchester his senior year for the first 6 games of the year. I mean, that mild man was a mean running back.
Mr. Wizard?
Yeah. Matter of fact, a few months ago, I went down and had dinner at his house, and we broke out the films of him playing football, and I couldn't believe it. He's got moves. He's quick. Showed emotion. Westchester.
Your alma mater.
Yeah.
Right.
Matter of fact, Mr. Henning is a East Stroudsburg Westchester, and every time they compete, we have a little side bet, and he left me a note here that East Stroudsburg beat Westchester in basketball. Well, I don't believe him. I want to see it in the paper.
Varnell's up. A
Okay.
little groggy.
I'll tell you, good sight.
He plays hard.
Now, just a super kid. He really is very competitive.
And he gets a nice round of applause from the fans. Well deserved. And he'll sit down for a while until his head clears, at least. And we're about ready to start up. We have 4:46 remaining in the period. East Brunswick trailing 26-16.
Edison comes out in a man-to-man full-court press again.
Tenora.
I think the first time they just caught us off guard.
And foul's going to be called on Perry. And I believe that's Perry's first. It is.
Ryan Daly is in the game, replacing Varnell. Oh.
Almost stolen by Edison. Good play by Recook.
And you see Daly in the screen. He has something in common that we all have. He is the product of a Ram Bear. Roger Daly, a former fullback, now a county freeholder. He was a former football player at South River.
Tenora hits it.
That's Tenora's shot. He likes that 8 to 10, 12 footer.
26-18. East Brunswick down by 8. Pressing again.
See, I think that press is eventually going to wear them out.
I don't think so, not at this pace.
Yeah.
This is a very comfortable pace for Edison.
There's that flex offense.
Recook, and he's fouled by Hickey. Phil, this is the best I've seen an Edison team look in some time.
Well, apparently this is probably the best that they've looked this year because quite frankly, it's been a disappointing year, and they haven't put it together. And Figueroa said that he felt that with everyone healthy, they could put it together these last 2 games and to enable them to get into the county tournament.
Recook makes the first, makes the second to put Edison back up by 10, 28-18 with 4 minutes left second period.
Okay, they're in their 1-3-1 again, and we're going with a 2-3 set or a 2-1-2 set.
Reisner quickly picks it up and hits.
And that's what they give. They give you the corners and the seams.
28-20. Bears down by 8.
Man-to-man full court. Good switch, good communication.
Chanka, air ball. And Daly tries to come up with the steal, but it'll go over to Edison.
Good hustle, good hustle, Ryan.
And John, a shot you're very familiar with, the air ball.
Let's give one of our kids a credit there and give him a block shot. Oh, no,
Sarton rather misses. Easy layup, but here comes Reisner inside the 3-point ring. And Freund, this kid's all over the court.
Freund's an excellent player.
Yeah. I remember seeing him as a freshman and as a sophomore, and this is the first time I've seen him this year, and I'm impressed. He's come a long way.
Charlie puts it up, won't go.
Over the top. Are we going to get an over-the-top call here, Ref,
I'll
or
tell
what?
you, very close. You just said you got a couple of the best officials around, so apparently they're calling it.
Tenora is fouled along the baseline by Recook.
I think you're responsible for picking these officials, are you not?
Well, that's a misconception that the average person has. No, there's an assigner, and assigns all athletic events for the conference for each sport. There's an assigner for basketball, there's an assigner for soccer.
Okay.
And he's hired and paid by the conference.
We learn something new every day.
And I signed the check. Just kidding, just kidding.
Tenora makes the first.
Do you believe we don't have anyone back here? We better get somebody back here.
And Hickey comes out with the rebound, turns and makes it.
Chris Hickey with a big basket.
28-22. East Brunswick down by 6.
See, we're right back there, Bill. I miss Jimmy.
You're the only one. Well, we all look alike, the 3 of us. Yeah. 2:30 remaining second period.
Boy, very strong inside, and he plays within himself.
Sarton tries to go to the basket. They're going to call a foul on Raska, I
tell
believe.
you, Sarton didn't have control of the ball. You like his intentions, though. He's just a sophomore. Again, 6'7", and not quite adept at dribbling the ball, but yet he tried to take it to the basket.
Raska's first foul.
Oh, this kid does have a nice touch. This is the sophomore from North Carolina, South Carolina.
Is that what the case is? And they got a couple of excellent freshmen, as we saw earlier.
Yeah, there's Lou was telling me the future looks bright over there.
Well, he makes 2 of them, and he makes it look easy. And he puts Edison up by 8 with 2:20 remaining.
They're staying in their 1-3-1. That's what they played over at Edison last time in the hurdles.
Daly, 3-pointer, yes.
Ooh, Ryan Daly.
Big bucket there for East Brunswick.
Ryan can hit that 3. As a matter of fact, when he goes to Notre Dame next year, maybe Digger will recruit him.
In the corner is Perry. He's frozen there, puts it up.
That.
Perry knocks a couple players out of the way.
Perry doing the fundamentals, following your shot. That's why he got that rebound.
Freund along the baseline, somehow gets it in.
Nice move.
Fine performance.
32-25. Edison by 7. And Andy.
Good roll, good roll.
Finally gets one to fall.
That's Andy's 4th point.
Minute 30 left, second period. Recook.
See, they're getting out of their offense. They haven't run an offensive set the last 2 times down.
Quickly, Tenora looks inside for Raska. And they're going to call a 5 on Chanka. His first. Hickey will go to the line.
And Hickey certainly has to have his average already. He has 4 points thus far, and he's at the foul line. He's played a real solid game for the minutes he's been in there.
Reisner will take a breather. Kartzman comes in. Hickey misses. Raska
right,
with the
Andy.
rebound. Oh, he has it stripped. See what Edison does. About a minute left now in the period.
Okay, now they're running back into their flex. There's a shuffle cut, a down screen, and the same thing happens on the other side. See, and he ends up getting the elbow jumper.
Chanka, and he's
No.
fouled.
Ooh, mercy.
You're not going to count that, are you?
He certainly
And
is.
the foul's going to be on Raska, his second, with 51 seconds. And that'll put Chanka at the line to make it a 3-point play. Both teams are in the bonus situation. (35-27). Edison by 8.
After every basket, they go man full.
And the Eagles are pressing. Full court press.
Knocked away by Freund. Daly gets it into Tenora.
That's a nice press offense Bo has.
And he misses the finger roll. We've seen that a lot.
Yeah, good shot, good shot. I mean, I'm sure Lou's not happy that the kid drove the length of the floor in an uncontested layup, regardless that he missed it.
Freund looking for some help. No one's moving. Finally, Chanka comes up.
And Perry's playing that low post as if he was 6'7".
See, he wants him to take the last shot now. He's got 23 seconds to go. He takes the last shot of the quarter. But
Looking for start and off Recook, and it'll go over to East Brunswick with 16 seconds.
And you got to wonder what the hurry was there,
Good
to get the ball down
right,
there.
I don't understand. I don't understand. Good substitution here by Bo, getting Mike back in the game.
Reisner comes in. Daly sits. Ball goes to Tenora, who's being boxed. Gets it to Kartzman. 12 seconds.
Plenty of time. Plenty
Reisner.
of time.
Reisner at 6 seconds throws one, and that's
Forced
literally what it was. Perry at the buzzer. And it's halftime here at East Brunswick, and Edison surprisingly on top, 35-27. Gentlemen?
Well,
Go ahead, Phil.
I'll tell you, John and Frank, Lou Figueroa has to be really satisfied because he's pretty much followed his game plan. He said rebounding and controlling the tempo. They have controlled the tempo of this game. I believe the Bears could probably run them into the ground if they got into a running game, but you got to control the boards in order to start that running game. Edison's taking their shot selection isn't bad. They're following up on shots, and they seem to have their heads totally in the game.
Well, I think what you're saying is very accurate and probably correct. I just don't see us being in sync yet. When we get in sync, we're going to, we're not going to blow them out, but we're going to win this game. I think they're just playing above their head. I'm not taking anything away from Edison. I think they had a couple lucky shots. I think Bo's going to plant the seed to the officials about them coming over the top, because they are coming over the top, tipping the ball and getting a tip in. And you know, you take a couple of those away, and it's a different ball game. Now, I'm not complaining and crying, because we should be getting a rebound anyway. But you know, if that's the call, then he's got to make it.
Well, there's 16 minutes left in this game. That is the second half, and we'll see how East Brunswick comes out in just a moment.
Okay, we're getting ready for the second half. And Frank, I believe you have some scores for us.
Well, right now, let's go with the Bears first. Okay, Reisner's got 12 points on 2 3-pointers. Hickey's got 4. Ryan Daly's got 3. Brian Tenora's got 4. And Andy Raska has 4. For the visiting Eagles, Brian Freund has 12. Rashawn Dixon has 2. And Sarton, the big young kid's got 8. They're the leading scorers, and Perry's got 4, and they were early in the game.
Okay, and Ted Kartzman starts out putting one up, and Reisner steals it back and puts it in for 2.
Okay, right back into it. 6-point difference here. We're in our 3-quarter trap. See, they're going to eventually start throwing that away. Poor shot.
Chonka looked like he walked. Tenora driving.
Yeah, double clutch. Should have brought it out. Should have brought it out. That was a big bucket. That would have been a big bucket.
And
good
Kartzman.
Steal, Ted. No way. No way. Don't do that to me. No way.
Dixon missing 2. Perry comes up with the rebound, however. Drives and puts it down. Charles Perry.
Yeah, he's holding the ball too much. He's got to get rid of the ball. Got to get rid of the ball.
Eagles take it. Chomka, Joe Chomka with the steal there. And the Bears came out with a little fire in their eyes, but the Eagles seem to be back on track themselves.
The flex offense. Good call.
Wow.
You'll get a lot of that with the flex offense, because you have to have a down screen and you got to hold them to that second.
Foul called on Brian Freud. He's played an excellent game, as Frank pointed out, 12 points the first half, but a costly foul there.
East Brunswick in a box set, and they're going to go with their UCLA cut. Reisner hit a 3 on this last time. Good drive, good dish off to David. Good 3-man game.
I'll tell you, nice play. Mike Reisner to Dave Beck.
Okay, we got to pick it up on D here. We got to get a couple stops on defense.
And that's Beck's first 2 points of the game. Good block by Beck. Tenora down to Ratska. Ratska driving, and he's fouled.
Good drive, Andy.
Okay, Mike Rickhook fouling Andy Ratska on the drive there. And I'll tell you, Frank, we've watched Andy Ratska for several years now, and he is quite a ball player.
What an athlete. What an athlete. And Andy's getting, you know, some attention college-wise. It's a good timeout. I was thinking that he wanted a timeout, Lou, because you could see the momentum changing, the tempo, the electricity started, and he could sense that. Andy's considering West Virginia, Keene State, and the University of Maine.
Nice schools. Well, instead of listening to Bo this time, Frank, why don't you tell me if you're Bo, what do you got to do?
Right, what I'd be telling them right now is we got them where we want them. They're starting to panic. You know, play a little head game with them. And keep the pressure up on defense, okay? And then offensively, I'd come right back with that same play, that UCLA shuffle cut, and make them stop that, because that's a great play. There's a lot of options off of that. And defensively, what I'd try right now is I'd come up with a different, on our next defensive set, I'd give them a different look defensively. Just something to give them to look at, something to change so they don't get into sync and maybe have to use another timeout.
Okay, and Andy Ratska will be going to the line, and I'd like to say John Meggiolaro, who was our play-by-play man for the first half, had to leave suddenly, and but he will be back with us Tuesday night. Okay. And Ratka makes the first of 2.
Makes it a 5-point game.
And Perry with the big rebound.
Yeah, that's a major league rebound. So we're picking them up full court, man-to-man, making them work. 52, in my opinion, is the weak ball handler. That could have been a turnover. Okay, they got a different offensive set here. Nope, they went right back to the flex.
And you hear Lou Figueroa giving the offensive set.
There it is. Good defense, Ted. Get over the screen, get over the screen, a lot of help. Notice everyone's in the paint. Everyone's in the paint because this offense wants jump shots at the elbow or layups at the box. Now they're going to reset again. We're playing good defense with it. They're starting to get rattled a little bit as you hear Bo clapping. It was a good defensive set there.
Ooh, mercy, mercy. Brian Freud.
Nice shot. It was a nice shot. It was good defense. He was in his face. Okay, they're back in their 1-3-1. Split the seam. Right into the David. How about an over the top?
Snapped by Dixon.
Good move,
Beck
Dave.
follows through. And the Bears with the token press. Brian Snurr on point. And the Bears appear to be back in man-to-man.
Yeah, they're man-to-man again.
And
look at that roll.
It just crawls in, I'll tell you.
Are they getting every roll tonight or what?
It really just crawled in. Charles Perry taking the ball down low and putting it back up. 4:23 left in the third period here.
That's 7 points. Move the ball, move the ball. Good follow-up, Dave.
And Chonka, Joe Chonka with the rebound.
See, he's the guy we want him to have the ball.
Oh, mercy, mercy. Joe Chonka puts it down and he's fouled by Kartzman, I believe.
Yeah, Teddy fouled him. You know, as soon as you swipe, as soon as you put your arm up there and swipe at him, the official's usually going to call it.
Joe Chonka Jr. at the foul line, had 6 points the first half, just hit that 2 and has a chance for a 3-point play here. And he's another player that
Look
was
at this. Look at
back
this.
from
They
an
don't have
injury.
anybody back. They don't have any back. They don't have anybody back. Flip the ball.
And Chonka hits it.
34-44.
I'll tell you, but
East Brunswick's down 10.
three. I thought it was 3.
Called it a 2.
They gave it a 2.
Eddie Christensen said it was a 3, and Eddie never lies, so it should have been a 3. You're right. No way.
Perry with another big rebound, and he puts it back up again.
You may want to start thinking about timeout.
I'll tell you, that's about the 4th time Perry has picked the ball off the boards and put it back up.
Nice move, Dave. See, that's David's strength. Turnaround jumper by the dotted line.
David Beck with the big basket. And Frank, did you get who that foul was on?
That foul was on number 54. Number 54 is
Sardi.
Yeah, the young sophomore. Darnell's back in.
And you hear the crowd giving him a big hand. I understood it was the jaw that got bumped, but he's fine.
And the N1. There we go. There we go.
Beck missing and Ratska following up with the basket.
6-point game. Stop the ball. Good hands. Pitch it. Floor balance.
Ooh.
Right in it, Dave. There you go.
And Dave Beck has come alive.
Lou's thinking of a timeout here.
He's starting to control the offensive boards.
Lou asked Jimmy Muldowney timeout, and the assistant coach said no way. 4-point game. See, now they need a basket here, so they're gonna run their flex offense. They're gonna probably turn the ball over with a few passes to get a good shot.
Fine move by the young sophomore, and he's hurt.
Yeah, his ankle.
Oh, mercy.
I saw that. I think he stepped on David, or Mike Reisner.
And you see him writhing in pain on the floor there. You're talking about Trey Sarton, a 6'7" sophomore for the Eagles, and the young man has just had hard luck all year. Earlier in the year, he had bronchitis and was out for a good part of the year. Just now getting back from a minor injury before, and Lou Figueroa was smiling about the fact that he had this young man back, and you see him now laying on the floor holding that ankle.
Yeah, that's a shame, because the kid was, the kid was playing well. He was doing a nice job in there. Hopefully, maybe it's a leg cramp. I'm not sure, but it did look like he stepped on Mike Reisner's ankle.
I tell you, many times, Frank, we see it more on television with the pros than we do in high school, where someone steps on someone's foot, and it ends up to being quite a painful injury to the ankle.
They're not fun, as you know. If you're involved in athletics and you've had a sprained ankle, boy, that is just one pain you don't like to have.
Well, the thing about it is, it can affect you, because a lot of young athletes want to play, so they get back out there early, and it ends up affecting their whole leg. It can mess up the knee.
He looks like he'll be all right. Let me take this time to congratulate our cheerleaders and Coach London, senior cheerleaders, Jane Reisman, Stacy Sorrentino, Debbie Ehlers. Our juniors are Jennifer Raskus, Lisa Zucchi, Nicole Roberts, Rubenstein, Kristen Twidle, who sang the national anthem, Renee Giroux, Tiffany O'Brien, Tara Sinclair, Natalie Figaro, Kerry O'Brien, and Anna Lombaris.
Okay, we're back in play with 2:25 to go. The Eagles ahead, 48-42, a 6-point lead.
Okay, they come out and they're 1-3-1, and we're in a 2-1-2 set. Good ball movement, penetration. Okay, good shot, good shot.
Just didn't go down. And Perry with another rebound.
You hear Bo yell hedging because he wants him to fight over that screen, that old Georgetown offense. Double stack where the bottom man pops out. The man with the ball's got the option to drive to the hole, and the big man should roll.
And I tell you, it appears Edison is being a lot more selective. Official timeout for shoestring time.
That's to our advantage, because now we're going to pressure that ball coming inbounds. And let me just say, Cynthia Bennett, sophomore cheerleader, I didn't forget you. We just ran out of time, but you're my favorite.
Okay, and they do a fine job.
Look at Varnell up and down.
And Frank, I was pulling out, the Eagles seem to be a lot more deliberate.
Well, what they want to do is take some time off the clock, shorten the game, and they want to get the last shot. And again, look at the clock. Who's got next possession? They got next possession. So if they get the last shot, then they also get first shot of the fourth quarter. That would give them 4 additional points.
Great pass, and Dixon puts it up. Rashawn Dixon with a big 2.
Oh, jeez.
And a turnover by the Bears, stepping on the baseline, I believe.
Stepping over, just lack of concentration. You know, we played hard defense and we gave up an easy layup. And, you know, we get frustrated a little.
Eagles with an 8-point lead.
Get a 5.
Very close.
No way.
Ooh, 2.
I mean, Bo put his head down just as I did. I mean,
Brian Front with his 16th point of the game. 1 minute left in the third period. Eagles up by 10.
Good ball movement. Good pass.
And a steal by Joe Chonka.
Well, we got to get out on him.
And the Eagles are going to hold it, I believe, for 1 shot, Frank.
Well, they got 30 seconds left. They're going to take a layup or the last shot, just like you said. Nice discipline in there. We're playing good straight D here, too. You know, we're not trying to foul them. And
you got to believe it. And
Cornell.
Okay, it's no harm, no foul. We're not in a one-and-one situation quite yet.
See, Bo wants him to play straight D because he doesn't want to overplay and give up an easy layup or a backdoor easy 5.
5 seconds. Okay, you called it, Frank. It nearly happened last time, and this time it's called. And I tell you, a good fine turnover for the Bears.
Right, we got to capitalize here. We got to get a bucket. I'm not looking for a 3. I want to get something out of this turnover. Here we go, Dave. Bingo. Follow it up, Andy. Again, no foul.
Okay, and here we are at the end of the third period. Eagles ahead, 52-42.
Well, Bo's scratching his head. Actually, he's squeezing his head because I know what he's going through. It's frustrating. You're just not playing as well as you should. You know you should be at least ahead of this team or right there with them. And now it's a 10-point game. They get the next possession. It could possibly turn into a 12-point game.
Okay, let's see what Bo has to say.
Okay.
You want to try 54?
Yeah.
Does everyone know where to go on 54? And right on the ball, okay?
This is
It's going to put Mike in the short spot right now until V comes back. Teddy, Brian, right? David deep. Andy, go right to the ball. Trap ball side, okay? Hey, come on. Just keep your head up and keep working. You're working hard enough.
Let's go. Come on, guys. You gotta get over the glass.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, team.
Okay, what he's doing is he's going into a full court 1-2-1-1 press. It's a pressure, turnover, change of momentum, up-tempo press. I used to like this. A lot of schools that are quick, have good kids and are well coached use this because what it gives you is the advantage of trapping someone.
Okay, 8 minutes to go, the final period here.
Okay.
Eagles ahead, 52-42.
But that was only after a basket on full court. What we're playing here, half court, is straight man.
And Freund with another outstanding move.
We got to step in there and get some help. We got to get some help defense there.
He's on fire, 18 points for the young man.
Okay, Bo's got some shooters, and he said
Freund with the block.
He thought he may do this. He's got Teddy Ings as a shooter. He's got Mike's a shooter. And versus the 1-3-1, all you need is a couple long-range shots to get him out of that 1-3-1 zone.
Clearly, momentum's on the side of the Edison Eagles.
Yep.
Right, good look by Perry.
No. Okay, good board, Andy.
Andy Raska, big rebound.
Let's get a good shot. We need a bucket. Good pass.
Blocked by Dixon.
Get out of there, David. 3. Bingo.
Like clockwork, Mike Reisner with a big 3.
See, here's our 1-2-1-1 trap. Now, we didn't get anything out of it, but you see, number 52 had the ball.
Ooh, Freund, 3. 21 points for Brian Freund, leading these Edison Eagles.
Bo probably want to start thinking about a timeout to get a different momentum to change.
And a call against Dave Beck, I believe. And that is the call. Foul on Beck, and the Eagles will get the ball. And I tell you, the Bears don't seem to be able to stop this tide, Frank.
Well, that's Dave's 3rd. Yeah, we're going to be there. Don't worry. Don't panic.
Okay.
Okay,
6:25 left in the game.
Bears are playing, again, straight man-to-man defense, doing a good job. Vornell's on the ball, and that's what I want. He's going to cause a turnover, as he showed earlier before he got hurt.
Amazing. Brian Freund putting on a tremendous exhibition today.
Kid is having a good game. Kid's going to having a good game.
And Frank, this is the juncture where East Brunswick really has to turn on something else.
Right. Because they can hold the ball, they can make their foul shots, and they're not going to take silly shots. They're a disciplined ball club.
Blocked by Dixon.
Okay, we'll get the foul shots. We'll make them 2. The clock stops. We'll get 47 on the board.
And the foul is on Perry, and R.J. Davis will go to the foul line to shoot 2.
Okay, I think he's still in his 54, which is a 1-2-1-1 full.
And first one doesn't fall for RJ. And the second one, Dixon with the rebound. Chunka has the ball.
He's going to walk. They'll throw it away. Pressure him. Look at this. There's no one back.
Down to Perry. Perry over to Dixon. Blocked by Beck.
Good hands, Dave.
And the Eagles will have it out of bounds. 5:36 left to go in the final period. The Eagles up 59-45. And we have the substitution, Andy Ratska, coming in the game for Rich Kutza.
Richie does a good job. Richie's going to be a heck of a ball player by the time he graduates here. He's a...
Perry. Over the top, playing like a 6.
We're looking for a timeout maybe after we score here and give him another look, stop the clock a little bit. Good ball movement.
Okay, and Varnell is fouled hard. Okay, Rashawn Dixon on the foul there, and Varnell will go to the line to shoot 2.
See what Louis is saying to himself right now. Is that clock? I want that clock to
And
move.
I'll tell you, the clock is...
it's not moving, is it?
I'll tell you.
There's 5 left. There's a lot of time left.
And Varnell makes the first basket. This is the second. Eagles rebound.
We got Mike on Freud now. Yep, that's what we want. No, don't do that to me. Don't
Michael
do that.
Cook putting the basket back up.
Can we get that ball, please?
And the Bears will have it out of bounds here.
What was that? That was our possession? Good pitch, good shot. Right up, Andy.
And Ratska puts it back up. The Bears are down by 15, however.
Somebody better get back.
And just not a smart move by Edison. I thought they would bring it back out, Frank.
Yeah, I thought they'd start looking clock, thinking clock. 15 with 4.5 to go.
And Ratska hits it, cutting it down to a 13-point lead.
See, what a difference. We're going to get another turnover here.
And Lou Figueroa's got to be thinking his team's got to start really milking this clock.
I think so. But then I hope that takes the momentum away from him. He's tired. Freund is tired. We accomplished what we wanted. He's tired. And one.
Oh, mercy.
Bingo.
Mike Reisner with a scooping shot. He's fouled on the shot and goes to the line for a potential 3-point play.
Okay, at 3:52, it's 52-63, right? I mean, if we're going to make our run, if East Brunswick's going to make their run,
they got to make it now.
They're going to do it.
They got to make it now. Okay, and timeout for Edison.
Good timeout, Lou's part. Good timeout. He wants to settle his team down. He's probably going to tell him use more of the clock. Now Bo's going to get in there and say, hey, keep the pressure up, overplay, make him take that bad shot. He's going to tell him that Freund's tired. I wouldn't be surprised if he put Varnell on him too now.
Well, Frank, we brought up the point that I think Figueroa's got to be kicking himself. That ball they had down there should have been brought back out, and they should have been playing for a safe shot rather than putting it down to Rashawn Dixon. Since that time, I believe the Bears have scored 5 points, and that's made a big difference in their back in the games. You got Mike Reisner going to the foul line.
And you know, Mike doesn't miss from the foul line.
That's for sure.
He's shooting what I believe is 87% from the foul line, and I'll take that percentage anytime.
Anytime.
Okay, and you know Bo's going to come out in the press. I wouldn't be surprised if he took the full court off and went into his three-quarter, it was 53 defense.
Okay. 3:52 left in the final period and quarter, and Eagles lead 63-52. Mike Reisner at the line to shoot one. Oh, unusual.
What, I put the whammy on him, or
I'll
what?
tell you.
Look at this. Look at it.
Big break for the Bears. Big break. Mike Cook was open underneath, couldn't handle the ball.
Okay, we need a bucket here. We need East Brunswick needs a bucket. I keep being reminded by Pete that I can't say we.
Reisner with the three, and it's good. Mike Reisner's 22nd point of the game.
Here's a turnover. Hit it off his leg. See, they're starting to get frustrated. See, Louis telling him to relax.
I'll tell you, the momentum is clearly on the Bears side, and it's an 8-point lead.
Well, I wonder, as we said earlier and said the other night, about playing afraid of losing or playing not to lose rather than to win.
Reisner with another three, and it's off.
Good bound.
Ratska blocked by Rook.
Look at this.
Stolen by Reisner, and he's fouled. Okay. Brian Freund on the foul. And that's his third, I believe. And Reisner will go to the line to shoot two.
And Louis keeps yelling out, settle down, because he sees it slipping away. He sees them starting to panic.
And the Bears are starting to make their move. The Eagles have an 8-point lead at this juncture, and Reisner puts it up, and it's good. Mike Reisner, 23rd point. Certainly above his average. And he hits the second.
Bo's asking how many timeouts he's left, because he's got to keep that in the back of his mind, especially when it starts getting near 2 points. See, he's going to turn it over, this kid.
Perry underneath, and he's fouled by Vernell.
Good fouls before the shot. One-on-one, make him shoot. Make him shoot one-on-one.
And the Eagles are.
Nope, see, not even shooting. Not even shooting. Okay, Bobby, put the ball down, start counting.
Clock says
here he is, there he goes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, our ball. 2, 3. And you know, it's not on the release. I mean, it's on the release now, Phil. It's not on the touch.
Right. Okay, 2 minutes and 50 seconds left in this fourth period.
They're still running their flex. See, they're posting up their guards low.
Tachanka, and Perry puts up a very big basket.
Yep, yes it was.
65-57, an 8-point lead. Barnell Johnson with a scoop-de-doop, and it goes. .226
left. What are we up? What is East Brunswick up? How many points is that?
That's 6 points.
6 points? Plenty of time.
6 points, the Eagles are up.
Anybody's ball game. And we've been playing in the close games before. So
I'll tell you. And it's a 1-and-1. I tell you, R.J. Davis was guarding. I didn't see the reach in there.
Well, I think it was with the body, and you know, but that's not the guy we want to foul.
That's not the young man you want to foul. You're right. Excellent shooter.
Last time we played them, he was 8 for 8 in the fourth quarter from the foul line. I gave him the whammy too, I guess.
I guess it works both ways. Okay, the Bears coming down with a all-important possession. And Freund is on Reisner's, in Reisner's shirt.
They're playing straight man.
He's blocked, picked off. Reisner goes up.
Follow it up,
Ratska,
Andy,
big
and
rebound,
one.
and
Bingo.
down. Andy Ratska with a big rebound and a basket. Fouled by number 33, Michael Racook.
Okay, Louis, when he goes back on offense, is going to run that double high stack, and I'm sure Bo heard that if I heard that.
Okay.
And they're just going to start playing the clock and the foul shots.
Oh, wow. Foul shots.
Yeah.
All important foul shots being missed.
We missed a couple.
And Bo wants the offensive foul. 1:44 left. Edison in control.
No. Who do they foul? Well, I'd make Perry put the ball up.
I think we're cooked. I think number 52 is the person you want to foul.
52?
Right.
He plays within himself.
And Perry is fouled by Ratska. I take that back. That's Varnell Johnson. The foul is called on. And Perry go to the line. And I'll tell you, look at Perry. And young man went out for football, played 1 year of football. And I understand the University of Cincinnati is looking at him very strongly. And he may end up out there with Dan Boslett, who signed today. Perry hits it.
Okay, so we don't foul Perry. So then you're right. We go to number 52, Chonka. He was 2 for 4 in the fourth quarter last time against Edison.
5-point lead by Edison. Perry puts up the second. It pops out. Oh, and a bad break, and it goes back over to Edison.
That's all right. That's all right. Still plenty of time. You're only talking 5 points with 1:20. Bo took good timeout.
Okay, Coach. A minute 20, you say, is a lot of time.
Plenty of time.
Okay.
Plenty of time. 1:20. They have ball in next possession, and I'm sure that's what Bo is going to be telling them. So let's see what goes on in there.
Okay, let's see what Bo has to say.
They're going to run that diagonal screen in here, okay? They're going to run that diagonal screen on you. So make sure that we talk and communicate. If we have to switch it, do so. But communicate it. Call it out, okay? On that Georgetown, we want to double. Now watch, right? When the ball goes out of Freund's hands, we will read it. But if Freund is dribbling it over here, run double with the guy covering the dribbler and that man hedging. These two guys, bottom man protect the basket, top man rotates, okay? You see that? Yeah. If you're away from the ball? Okay. Up this end now, up this end. Let's stay 2-1-2 out of it. You still have enough time to take it inside as well if the 3 doesn't show, but take it strong to the hoop, okay? All right, 1, 2, 3.
Okay, he was talking diagonal screen. That's the inbounds. Okay, what he's looking for is the steal on the inbounds with a 5-second call. Then when they go into the Georgetown, that's the double high. What he wants to do is double the ball.
Okay, Eagles put the ball in play.
Now when Freud comes off this screen, Varnell is going to double him and David.
And Perry's fouled by Ratska.
Hey, that's not bad. Still 1 left, 111. He's got to make them both. He's got to make them both.
Perry seems to have a fine touch, and just not sure he's the person you want to foul.
Well, I think Bo's going to go offense, defense, substitution, which is a very good move here. Keep Varnell's defensive skills. He's probably going to put him right next to Coach Lane.
Charles Perry sinks it for his 16th point of the game, and he has one more. Gives the Eagles a 6-point lead with 1:11 to go.
What would you think here if Edison showed full press just one time?
He blows it.
No way.
Chonka comes down with the rebound, an all-important rebound.
Okay, they're going to play him straight and double him. Teddy's going to, they're supposed to be doubling him, and everyone rotates down. Okay, now I'm getting worried.
Okay, the foul is called on Reisner, I believe. And
you see, I don't think this should be allowed. Great. We're going to get a violation.
Chonka puts it up and it rolls in.
This is wasting time. None of this high-fiving after every shot. I don't believe in that. It just makes the game go longer. Shoot, don't leave the foul line.
Pros do it, the college players do it, Frank.
Yeah, they do a lot of things we don't want to emulate either. You know.
Okay, 55 seconds left. Davis with a three-pointer, and it's off. Reisner gets it, goes up for two. And he puts it down.
Timeout.
And Bo Henning calls timeout. Okay, so with 46 seconds left, you still have the Eagles up by 6 points, 69-63. And once again, we're going to go to Bo Henning and see what he has planned.
Back on 33, right, Big? Now.
33 is their man-to-man.
we are playing this with a floater who is helping on the two-men screening, okay? Which will be,
They got me in a
you're on Perry now.
No, they got me boxing one.
It's triangle 2, and you and Mike. That's what I'm saying. Go screen down motion, Andy. Just make sure you work the other side of the floor from Mike. Okay. V, it'll be you floating now, right? You're going to help out with this double screen. RJ and Mike, what I'm talking about is when they screen, you switch. When they screen, okay? If I'm guarding the screener here, as this kid comes off, I switch to him. Guy who's getting picked switches to this guy. Everybody else is playing their man real tough, okay? Trying to shut off an inbounds. All right, we get the ball. With 46 seconds, we're going to the basket. We're going to the basket. If they get it up in that end, it's red on anybody else. Okay, let's go. Come on, get out there.
Okay, 46 seconds left, and the Eagles will get the ball, bring the ball in bounds, Frank.
Okay, what he wants to do is he wants to deny the ball in bounds. Sometimes you can let the ball in and trap. He was looking for the steal right off of it. Red is, I believe, they're going to double and then foul when they can. Maybe short for red alert, I don't know. See, now if I were Louis, I would start planning to see to the official about intentional foul.
Well, Perry asking to be fouled there. Holding the ball, just asking to be fouled. 35 seconds left.
Well, what he didn't want to do was just throw it up.
Eagles are up by 6. And he's hit some important free throws down the line. His 3rd in a row. Making it a 7-point lead. And Perry sinks the 2nd. Davis bringing the ball up.
See, they came out in the zone. Good move on Edison's part. And we're just going to rotate the ball.
Reisner
Look
with
for
the three. In and out. Dixon with the rebound. Down to Perry.
Oh, boy.
And Freund is fouled by Davis.
Oh, boy.
And 19 seconds left, and it appears that the Eagles have this game well in hand, leading by 8 points. And Mr. Freund will go to the line. Misses the shot. Beck rebounds. 15 seconds. Varnell Johnson shoots a 3.
Good. Timeout.
Good.
Timeout. Why didn't we call timeout?
And Varnell almost with the steal. 8 seconds left. The Bears are down by 5.
Do you have a check on timeouts?
I believe the Bears have one more. Beck with the steal. Reisner 3 seconds. Stolen by Perry, and that's the game, folks.
Good win for Edison.
Big win for Edison. We talked about it at the opening of this game, Frank, that Edison needed this victory and hopefully a win over Holland Park this week, and they can get into the county tournament. So much for Edison, but what about the Bears, Frank?
Well, you know, it's hard to explain. At times we're as good as anyone, and at times we just look like we fall asleep. And you know, I know what Bo's going through. It's very frustrating. Is you work, and I know they work very hard in practice. I see them in practice. They're busting their butt. Coach Lane, Coach Henning are out scouting. They're doing everything they can. They're making the right moves offensively and defensively. The ball just isn't going in. Things aren't just going their way this year, and it's frustrating. And, you know, all you can say to Bo and to the kids is, hey, you know, we're in both tournaments, and we're still going to be alive in the tournaments, and just keep going from here. Start building some momentum, because I'll tell you what, I think we are a good club. I think we can be back in the Final Four at the rack. We may need a break here.
You think they can be back at the Final Four at the rack, Frank?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Well, one thing's clear, they got to play better than they played tonight, Frank. We've been watching the last few games, and they just haven't hit their stride, and you got to believe, as you do, believe that they're going to get it back together. But nevertheless, Frank, again, a fine game, a fine victory for the Edison Eagles, and we hope to see this Bear team in the county.
Well, in the conference tournament, I'm sure they're going to make some noise. Let me just take this opportunity to thank Channel 8, Pete, Dave, and you, and Jimmy, and John, and you just can't believe how much the kids and the coaches appreciate your volunteering your time and filming these games to help us out. As I said many times, not only is it good for the kids as keepsakes. It's also great for recruiting purposes, and the coach breaking it down for scouting. So on behalf of the athletic department in East Brunswick, I thank you guys.
Okay, we thank you. And so for Frank Noppenberger, I'm Phil Hill saying so long and hope to see you in the counties.